What up, Tyler? This is Rye, your old buddy from the Rogue Rebellion. And yeah, I wanted to give you a response to your horror Halloween challenge thing. Um but here's the deal. I love your artwork and I love you, man. And I haven't got to see you for a while cuz you're like 1500 miles away from me now. And look, I got spooky lighting. It's pretty good, right? Do I look pretty spooky? Spooky lighting. But I am like kind of like in between places right now, and I actually don't have anywhere for any artwork. So I wanted to nominate you to give my nomination to Hannah Loves Horror. I thought she gave some great answers. I thought she did a great YouTube video. And yeah, so I'm going to nominate her as the winner. But I thought I would take your challenge anyway and answer your questions. My favorite character from a horror film. Now, I'm going to go off the reservation here because I like to go off the reservation. But I'm going to say Hal from 2001. The robot who murders the entire crew and then, jettisons the one guy out into space and tries to even kill the last guy unsuccessfully because the guy wins, if you remember at the end of that one. But I just think there's so much that's good and creepy about Hal. I mean, Hal's not human. He's overly clinical. He's overly just that computer character, the terror of like the cold, calculating inhumanness of that character. Hal is just it gets under your skin a little bit. Favorite horror film, I'm gonna have to go with The Shining. Okay, and I just think The Shining is maybe one of the best films ever made, period. And also one of the best horror films ever made. I mean, Jack Nicholson is like a god in that film, and I mean, the soundtrack is amazing with that weird, creepy kind of 70s sci-fi synth going on, and come on, it's Stanley Kubrick, right? The cinematography is just amazing. And then you said favorite franchise. Man, I had a really hard time even thinking about an answer for that one. Because I don't like franchises, ever. I don't like any of the franchises. If there's been two of something, I think one of them's crap. Not always the second one. Sometimes the first one was crap. I mean, come on. Like the Leprechauns movies are like, each one is worse than the last, and the first one was pretty bad. So, I mean, and that's just one example of franchises where I'm like, I ain't got time for that. So I decided again to go way off the reservation and just say, since I already mentioned 2001 and Hal and The Shining, so there's a theme here because those are both Stanley Kubrick films. So I decided to just go with like maybe my favorite franchise would be like Stanley Kubrick. I know that's not really a franchise, but he's like one of the greatest filmmakers ever. He did some of the greatest horror films ever, if you consider 2001 to be a horror film. The second half I do think is kind of a horror film, and The Shining is like, come on, man. The Shining is epic. The Shining is so good. Oh, I got a message. It's going to ruin my video. Anyway, Tyler, I haven't got to see you in a long time. And I love you, brother. And I think your channel's cool. And I think you're cool. I'm loving the things you're creating in the world. And I hope you're doing well, man. And let's get together sometime. Come visit me in Costa Rica. Or San Diego, wherever I end up. I'm in San Diego right now, but thinking about Costa Rica. I don't know. There's so many things up in the air in my life right now. Hey, I finished another album too, by the way. Well, not finished, but I'm like 90% done with another album. And it's going to be pretty spooky. It's not that spooky. Well, it's pretty spooky. It's probably spookier than a horror film if you know the real subject matter, so... All right, man. Well, anyway, there's my horror challenge for you, and happy Halloween, and I love you. I love all your fans. I love your channel. I love everything that's going on, and yeah, take it easy, man.